Hi guys, welcome to today's reading. We're going to be asking what your love persona is. Who are you in a relationship? How do you show up? What kind of things do you enjoy? So I'm going to invite you to pick from pile 1 or 2 and we'll get into your reading. Pile number 1, we're asking about your love persona. So I'm going to start by shuffling these Sea Oracle cards and we'll see what comes through. Curious. May you open and explore. Believe. May the sea deepen your faith. Pause. May moments of calm sustain you. And belonging. May you welcome yourself home. I'm getting this image of you, and I feel like it's a symbolic image. I see you sitting on a beach. We have this beach in the belonging card. And you're looking into the distance, looking at the sea. And I'm seeing in a love relationship, it's like someone catches your attention, but you're really caught up in your own world in a way. And it's like they're bringing you back down to earth. In a sense, taking you out of that. I would say you feel like a dreamer, or maybe an artist, someone creative, someone very spiritual. And the first impression is you're almost otherworldly. Someone is calling you back into this reality. And there's a sadness coming up within because you don't really want to fully let go of this mystical world that you seem to inhabit. And sometimes I feel like it's difficult for you. You see these ways of being as two distinct ways of being, in the sense that they feel like it's like there's one world and one way of doing things with a partner, and then there's your own world when you have more solitude, time to yourself. And they seem quite distinct. There's something about the day-to-day of life, of the things we have to do in life, like prepare food or clean the kitchen, that kind of thing, where it can feel a little jarring to you, but there's something in it which, this is what I'm being called to at the moment in terms of a relationship, where that person is calling to you in a way, saying, come here and be with me in this kind of day-to-day, the mundanity of life. And it feels hard for you to share who you are sometimes, because you experience life in a sense as a meditation. You experience life as stillness, contemplation. You have a very naturally mindful approach to life, so you might notice a leaf in the wind, you might notice the clouds, a raindrop. You pay attention to these things, but it feels like it's hard for you. It's like you're not around people who point out these things, so it feels as if it's hard to share this perspective with someone close to you. Sometimes it feels like you're trying to be normal or trying to sound grounded by talking about normal things. And you do really want to share all of who you are, but you're not really sure how to. I'm going to pick some of these aura cards and we'll see what comes through for you guys. Your love persona, pile number 1. So we have the root chakra, orange aura. So what I'm feeling is that, and this can be about the present, or it can just be about how you feel, or the past, but I'm sensing that you either have experienced or you fear sometimes that people could pull away from you because there's it feels really like you just can't share. How do I share all of who I am? How do I share who I am? So there's fear in relationship. So I'm just being drawn, to the number 22 and 50. And I feel like these numbers could be relevant to you. I'm not always drawn to the numbers on cards, but I am right now. Take it or leave it. You fear, it's like you kind of know, okay, I feel like I'm a certain way, but this other person feels different. Are they going to recognize that? Are they going to find it difficult to connect to me? Are they going to feel like something's missing? I'm being shown with this root chakra card, and it says on here, when this chakra is unbalanced, we feel fearful and anxious. That this is more fear-based than anything. So maybe this other person does notice you feel that you seem kind of mystical or creative in your own world, but they probably don't interpret it in the same way as you do. I think it's more of a feeling within you that you're not on their page, you're not on the same page as them. And actually I feel like it's probably pointing to the fact that maybe you're not. Maybe there needs to be some grounding, and it doesn't mean losing all of yourself. I think it's pointing, as relationships do, to something within you where there's a fear. There's a fear that makes you maybe leave your body a little. You know, you might be very connected to nature, certain aspects of the environment, but you need to be more connected to your body. And then you won't be trying to connect to someone else, you will just naturally connect to someone else more. But I'm also getting, the sense that other people don't see you in the way that you're describing yourself. Not fully. There isn't that sense of, because I feel like you're very in tune with our emotions. I feel like you're very empathetic. You're a really good listener, so you are present in a sense. You're just not present within your body, within yourself all the time. Only take this if it is resonating and it's supporting you. I want to pick some of these astrology cards and we'll see what comes through. Pile number 1, what is your love persona? I'm feeling a wound coming through here. So I got Pluto zodiac, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius. It says you find it hard to make decisions because you want to evaluate all the possibilities. You can often feel unbalanced and unsure. Yeah, okay, we're going deep here. We have Pluto, so I'm not surprised. I'm being taken, I feel like Spirit wants to take me to the root of why you feel like this. Why I'm not really resonating quite so much with you find it hard to make decisions, but where this card just says you can often feel unbalanced and unsure. And I'm asking Spirit, what's going on here on a deeper level? Where did this come from? I'm feeling like so I'm getting this sensation in my head, and it feels like stress, and I feel like I want to cry. And I'm being shown you when you were younger. It feels like there was maybe a lot of stress in your home. Obviously this could have been always or just at a particular time. But it's like this stress, you kind of went into your own world, but it feels like you maybe not failed as in like it's your failure, but there wasn't the opportunity to maybe communicate to family members when you were younger, just in a sort of ordinary day-to-day way, about yourself and about your feelings. And I feel like you really learned to support yourself in terms of your emotions on a day-to-day level, the kinds of things that you might share with a partner. But interestingly, what's also coming through from Spirit is that this experience gave you a lot of drive in your life, a lot of motivation and determination. And I feel like this fits with Pluto as well, and with Scorpio on this card. So this experience, I feel like Spirit's really trying to say this experience shaped you in positive ways, and it's given you maybe a spiritual connection and creativity, that sense of a natural kind of mindfulness of noticing the things that are in your environment, this is a beautiful thing to have. So as much as it perhaps feels like it created some trauma, it's also given you something that's very unique to who you are. But I feel like in terms of you're noticing, or you have noticed this sense of, in relationship, maybe you just want to feel more relaxed and more grounded. So it's an opportunity to heal, but to also have those gifts. So I'm going to pick some of these cards and we'll see what comes through. Community. Not for you. And regeneration. So I feel like there's something quite significant in the process of happening, and this could be different things for different people. I feel like for some of you it could be that you're going through therapy or something like that. For others of you it could be that there's something in your relationship that's kind of shifting, or maybe you're meeting someone. There's something significant that's happening in relation to you, like in your personal process, or with you and another person. With not for you, I'm feeling a lot of emotion coming up because there's this kind of, I have this urge to throw this card off the table. And to me, it's kind of like a still life that's on here, a chessboard, a fortune cookie that says nope, this cabinet. And what I'm feeling in this card is it's like a snapshot of a still life, but a snapshot can be really misleading. With this card, Spirit is showing me sometimes the mind goes, it's like, you know, capturing a moment and interpreting a moment. And there's something about you holding a belief or like an impression of reality that's not true. And it feels like this is starting to collapse, but this is a really good thing because it means that in a sense, limiting beliefs are collapsing. And this is why I'm getting this urge. It's almost like this hand, it's like it just wants to throw this image because what's being presented in this image is not true. It's just a way of, you know, someone putting a fortune cookie on a chessboard. It's just a created image in a sense. And there's something about this which is collapsing. We've got this regeneration card. And within this card, I'm feeling like, you know, the colours are slightly discordant. They're, you know, there's something about the imagery, to my mind, it's not beautiful, it's not flowing, it doesn't kind of fit together. And this, to me, is saying there's a lot of challenge in this moment. It's challenging. This tree is starting to grow. And you can see the green leaves at the end of the branches. But it's really like there's a lot of energy to get it there. It's quite challenging. And this is, I feel like, where you're at the moment. The truth of who you are is beginning to emerge, and therefore everything around you looks different because you're living through yourself rather than living through the environment, which is something that we can do when we become adults. I think when we're children, we're just shaped so much by what we experience. It's taking me into really how this is your process and it's for you. And it's a kind of, it's sort of saying that this is for you, and it's also reminding you, in essence, this is your journey, this is your life. You know, live for yourself. Allow yourself to experience so many beautiful things, and allow it to be for you. I don't know why, but I'm feeling like you need that message. Allow it to be just for you. It's not for anyone else. So I really hope that this reading has been supportive for you. Do let me know in the comments, and I'll speak to you soon. Pile 2, we're asking what your love persona is. We're going to start with these Rebecca Campbell cards. So I'm just going to shuffle them. So we have water your garden, nourishment, body care, tenderness, rest. You're not for everyone. Embrace your weirdness, face your true north. And activated earth, power places, ley lines, trust where you're led. I feel like you like excitement and adventure, and you like a companion to explore with. I feel like you know what you like. I do feel like you can be opinionated, or people kind of see you as opinionated, but I feel like you see yourself as passionate. You feel passion, and I wouldn't describe you as, I don't think it's fair to describe you as alternative, but I think that some people might see maybe your lifestyle as a little bit different. I don't know whether maybe you're just traveling a lot and you like to do things your own way. You might be your own boss, or that could be an aspiration or a preference. Sometimes though I feel like, so I'm being drawn to this card with "you're not for everyone," and it looks like there's a woman who's standing with this big cape, and it's almost like she's about to jump off into the galaxy off this cliff. And I feel like sometimes you feel a discomfort with the fact that you have your own way of doing things. There seems to be a friction, it's like this sense of like, I didn't want to say, it doesn't feel right to say like you're an alternative, because everyone's different, everyone's unique, but there's a kind of friction here with, it feels like you notice this at times and it feels uncomfortable to you. Not all the time, but sometimes it comes up. I'm going to pick some zodiac cards and see what comes through here. So we have the Moon Zodiac, Capricorn, Aquarius and Pisces. And we have Neptune, Capricorn, Aquarius and Pisces. Okay, so I really just use the cards to give me a point of focus. I don't kind of read all of the stuff on them necessarily, unless I feel drawn to. So let's see what's coming through here. I feel like with the Moon and with Neptune, you really want to merge fully with someone. That's your desire. But there's also this part of you, and I'm being drawn to the feet, and it's sort of saying like you're also very grounded though. So you sort of know that you can't, but that's kind of your desire. And in this image of water your garden, we've got the person. It's a very mystical image with this person in some kind of pool of water. And it's like you want to fully merge, but it doesn't happen. And then there's this question mark like in my head where it's coming through as, maybe sometimes you think like, what's the point of relationship anyway? And that's a very, I guess, it's coming through as a kind of philosophical question. And again, I'm not saying that you kind of think about this every day, but it's like sometimes you just think like, what's the point anyway? What's the point? So there's this, I feel like sometimes what you struggle with is a sense of direction. And it feels like a very deep, again, it's a very deep feeling, a very deep thought. It's not on a day-to-day level, what's my direction, but if we really step back, what's my direction in life? Like, what am I moving towards? So I'm going to pick a couple more of these Rebecca Campbell cards. We'll see what comes through. I'm being given this image of you traveling in a camper van, which of course may just be a symbolic image. And it's like, okay, I'm doing this now, but what's next? Is this the way I'm going to live forever? What's next? Am I maybe going to settle down? It's sort of like, is this me forever, or am I going to change? Messenger, serious energy, bringing harmony and balance. So I feel like in a sense, this is coming through as, this is what you want in relationship. And I'm also kind of being shown that in a really good relationship, whether this is a friendship or a romantic relationship, there's someone to kind of work against. It's like, I have these ideas, I have this vision, I have this spirit of adventure, but you can't be on your own in this, because otherwise there's no sort of sense of like what it means in a way. So I feel like a relationship, the best relationship for you, brings you a sense of meaning. And it's really important for you to see how your words, your feelings, your thoughts, how they reflect in someone else, what they mean to someone else. Like, you like that feedback. Trust the timing. Trust the wave you came in on. Time is not running out. So I was getting this message previously of what's next. And I feel like Spirit's saying maybe that's not the thing to focus on. Maybe if you're feeling a little unsure, you're not getting feedback from others. There's something about your sense of perspective, your creativity, your sense of adventure, this kind of dynamism in you that you need feedback. And that's maybe if you're sort of questioning things a lot, just share your thoughts with others and see how they're received. There's something about that that's very grounding, and it kind of shows you something. I feel like you get a sense of direction in a way from that. And there's something about this card where it's saying trust the timing, and it's just like you don't necessarily need to have this conversation with yourself yet. I feel like Spirit's saying like, it's sort of like if it happens, it happens. I don't feel like at the moment trying to sit down and kind of rationalize your future is going to be helpful for some reason. So I'm just going to tune back into your love essence, who you are in love, your love persona. And I'm going to pick from these Doreen Virtue cards. These are just so beaten up, but such classic cards. I think they were the first deck that I bought. So let's see. You have ground yourself. Yes, that's the message in today's reading. Ask. I would say ask other people, not ask Spirit and sit in meditation, but ask other people. Just, share what's on your mind. Be yourself. Don't feel like you have to change. Have confidence. It's interesting. I'm trying to I try not to kind of rationalize too much in readings, but if I step back for a second, it's like I'm asking what your love persona is, and we're getting this message about where you are in your life right now. I feel like the answer from Spirit is, your love persona is just you being in the flow of life, being yourself, grounding, making sure you're around others, just feeling confident that you can continue to be yourself and you will be guided in the direction that you need to go in. I do feel like you are a naturally confident person, and you're very adventurous and creative. And I think the message in this reading is, just don't worry. Don't give yourself things to worry about when there's nothing to worry about, in a sense. Just continue to be you. So I do hope that this has supported you today. Let me know in the comments. Subscribe if you'd like more readings from me. Check out the other ones on the channel, and I hope to read for you soon.